Hey, there we go. We got this thing recorded. I don't know how good this is going to sound or look because I'm recording with my video camera, which sucks. I was doing this all on my phone and it died. It didn't die, but it failed because I had no more room on my fucking phone because, apps update and take up all your fucking room. Fuck you. Um, it's here, week 1, fantasy season. It sucks because I had a lot to say before and I don't want to run through it all again because I just babbled on for 10 minutes and it's fucking gone. So here we are, week 1. Welcome back to Omega Psi. This is your commissioner, Sean Puff. This is your week 1 preview. I'll have some shit typed out too, but I wanted to do a video, and we're going to do this every week. Next week, I'll be able to go live on YouTube. I got to wait 24 hours for my live to be approved, which is stupid, but whatever. We're here. We got a great week of action this week. We're going to run through everything. So many things to look forward to this year. AB now on the Patriots. Gronk might come back. Sven hates his draft. Roger doesn't even know that the football season has started, and Uke's never going to win a game again. And here we are. We're ready to go. We've got week 1 action. Game of the week this week is going to pit the Omega Bowl champions from last year. By the way, congratulations, Scott, on your second Omega Bowl. The last year's Omega Bowl champions versus last year's Omega Bowl losers. The Omega Bowl 12 rematch of Lights Kamara Action take and the Green Bowl Packers as Lights Kamara Action travels to Green Bowl. That's going to be a great one to get the season started. Rematch of the last game of last year, plus a lot more going on. Let's run through this. I'm going to give you some matchups. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the games and what ESPN says. So we've got to start this thing off. Little Lebowski Underachievers, the worst team name in the league once again. If we had an award for that, that would just be Chops. I would call it the Chops Award. Little Lebowski Underachievers traveled to Little Compton to take on the Little Compton Chaos this week. The Chaos, of course, didn't make the playoffs last year and then lost in the Consolation Bowl. They had a chance of getting the number 1 pick. Of course, they've been talking the most shit out of anybody, even though not only did they not make the playoffs, but they also lost in the Consolation Bowl. Uke, you're never going to win a game again. This week, however, we go into this one, and Little Lebowski's Underachievers are the underdogs in this one. ESPN has this projected 95 to 107 with the Chaos coming out on top. Of course, the Chaos already have had 2 people play, so they have 6 left to go, and Little Lebowski has 8 players to go. Chicago's defense played for the Chaos and racked up a great 14 points, while David Montgomery only got him 4. So we have, that's my girlfriend walking by. We have Jared Goff. We've got Connor. We've got Keenan Allen. We've got Lockett. We've got Njoku. We've got Moore. We've got Dallas's D and Prater, all to go for Little Lebowski. On the side of the Chaos, Carson Wentz, Zeke, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks, Eric Ebron, and Josh Lambo at kicker. Last minute change there to get him in there. Good thing you left Allison on the bench. When I look at this one, this could go either way. I'm not huge on the underachievers. I think they're going to, I don't know if they'll be underachievers, but I don't think they're going to achieve much this year. So I know I said Uke isn't going to win a game ever again, but I'm going to go with ESPN's pick on this one, and I'm going to pick the Compton Chaos to come out this week on top of Little Lebowski Underachievers. I said they might never win a game again, but of course when you're playing this horrible-ass team with this horrible-ass name, things change. So the Chaos will get their win this week, and might be their only one of the season, but this is their first win this week. Moving right along, we've got Dig Newtons, the team that used to be Chicks Dig Rogers, now called Dig Newtons, taking on the Mad Pilgrim. Mad Pilgrim, of course, returning Jason Santos, the new owner there, or the returning owner there. This one's projected to be a close one as well. A score of 100 to 103 is what is being projected by ESPN. Both teams have 8 players to go. They didn't have anybody go on Thursday night. The guys to watch in this one, of course, Dig Newtons has Stephon Diggs, one of his keepers there. I'm going to say Josh Jacobs is the guy to watch on this team. So we know that there's not going to be AB in Oakland anymore, so he's gone. So someone's got to step up on that team. Terrell Williams, of course, should see a lot more catches there. But I'm going to say Josh Jacobs is going to be the one to watch in this. He's going to be the guy that could be the game changer here when it comes down to it for the Dig Newtons. So, if he comes out there and does his thing, they could pull this game off. On the other side, the guy to watch is going to be Josh Gordon. Gordon on the Pats, we'll see what he can do this week. Of course, they're the late game tonight, and they're home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sunday night food, we're going to be doing a classic New England meal. We haven't really decided what we're going to do yet. We're going to be doing classic New England food here at the Boneyard. It's going to be great. I don't know what the hell that was. I thought it was a bug. It was a piece of hair. But this game is going to be a close one. I'm going to go out and say Dig Newtons are going to pull out the upset. I like Josh Jacobs. I think he's going to have a huge day today. So ESPN's got the Pilgrims. I'm taking Dig Newtons in this one. Next up, we've got Hanging with Hernandez traveling to New Bedford to take on the Blazers. The Blazers had a bad year last year after going to the Omega Bowl in the 11th season, their second Omega Bowl appearance. They were there in year one. They've lost to the Shockers twice now. They're starting off against Hanging with Hernandez. Hernandez so far already has 27 points. He was able to get 15 from Aaron Rodgers and 12 from Jimmy Graham. A lot of people laughed at the pickup of Jimmy Graham in the draft, but apparently it was a good pickup there, giving him 12 points in week one against that Bears defense. So there's 6 left to play for the team from Hanging. While the Blazers still have everybody to go, but ESPN has this one being a blowout, 101-85. The Blazers, when I look at this, I wonder why they think this is going to be such a blowout. Patrick Mahomes, Marlon Mack, Demaryius Thomas, Larry Fitzgerald, Delaney Walker, Kenyon Drake, Tennessee's D, and Adam Vinatieri. Team's a good team, but I guess when I look at the other side, we've got Dalvin Cook, Tyreek Hill, Sterling Shepard. Mahomes is going to be the game changer in this game. If Mahomes comes out and drops a 50-banger in week one, then the Blazers are going to win. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Mahomes is going to be that guy that people are like, wow, thought he was going to be better than he is this year. I still think he's going to have a great year. The downside of this is he's playing against Tyreek Hill. So even if Mahomes goes off, Tyreek Hill will probably be the main beneficiary of that. So I'm going to agree with ESPN on this one, and I'm taking Hanging with Hernandez over the New Bedford Blazers. New Bedford Blazers start out 0-1 this year in New Bedford. We're going to stay in NB because the NB Bulldogs play host to Make America Great Again. The team from Make America traveling all the way to NB to take on the Bulldogs. They're favored in this one, 108-91. Nobody's played on these two teams so far. And when you want to look at who is the guy to watch, who's the game changer in this one, I don't really know who it is on this Bulldogs team. Of course, they have Antonio Brown. So after this week, he'll be the guy to watch. He's going to be the wild card. But he won't be on the field this week. He won't be suiting up. So instead, he has to go with Cortland Sutton at wide receiver. And I think that's going to be his downfall. You're playing a team that has Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees. And just that Brees-Thomas combo could be very deadly for Make America Great Again this year. It's going to be a combination to watch all season long. They're saying 108-91. Don't know if it's going to be that much of a blowout, but it very well may be. Make America Great Again. My pick in this one. I agree with ESPN on it. Next up, the Westfield Slaughterhouse travel to Bipolar to take on the Bipolar Bears. The Slaughterhouse, of course, had the number 1 pick last year. Didn't make the playoffs again after that one. Or, no, they didn't have the number 1 pick. They had the number 2 pick last year. The Bipolar Bears, of course, had the number 1 pick. This is 2 teams who for the past 2 years haven't made the playoffs. Crazy because the Bipolar Bears just missed by technicalities and the rules of how you make the playoffs and tiebreakers. The Bears are looking to not have that happen this year. They're favored in this one, 115-108. They got 3 points from Pinero already. And Allen Robinson put up 17 for the Westfield Slaughterhouse. this could go south quickly for the bipolar Bears, who are favored 115 to 108. There's a few people to watch here. I'm big on Pat's guys. Sony Michel, see what he does this week. Odell Beckham Jr., I think he's going to be a huge possibility to be a game changer on this team. And then, of course, the double tight end combo of Zach Ertz and George Kittle. This Westfield Slaughterhouse team could be the best Westfield team that we've seen in a long time in Omega Psi. On the other side of it, of course, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, and Le'Veon Bell. If Le'Veon Bell plays like old Le'Veon Bell, this team could be unstoppable. But of course, we know that they had these guys last year, and it didn't quite work out for them. Just missed the playoffs barely. They're in a new division this year, so we'll see how things play out. This is going to be a close one. I think that OBJ is going to have a day, and I think we're going to get a surprise upset here. I'm taking Westfield Slaughterhouse with a major upset in Week 1 over the Bipolar Bears against what is being said by ESPN. Then we're going to go to Svenfish, where the Showboats play host to the Southside Shockers. The Showboats, of course, hated their draft. They absolutely hated their draft. I don't think it was horrible. I think the fact that Aaron Jones put up only 4 points hurts them. But on the other side of it, the Shockers had only 10 from Trubisky and 4 from Crosby. The crazy thing is they probably should have went with Kirk Cousins. This could be our misplay of the week if the Showboats pull this off. ESPN is projecting 91 for the Shockers and 89 for the Showboats. The Showboats, of course, have Baker Mayfield, Leonard Fournette, Robert Woods, Jarvis Landry. Gurley and Edelman are going to be the guys to watch in this one for the Shockers. Depending on how they do, if Edelman has a lot of stuff taken away from him because of Josh Gordon, that could really hurt the Shockers team. The addition of Antonio Brown could really hurt the Shockers team this year, and it could really affect their ability to get wins. Of course, Todd Gurley, Phillip Lindsay, they've got the bench. They've got a lot of guys who could end up stepping up and being the top guys. We'll have to see how it plays out, what happens with it. Who knows where it's going to go and who's going to do what. But this is going to be a really close one. Sven hates this team. I think he has a team that could technically be a contender. I actually didn't even think about this. This week is all division matchups, so everyone that's playing each other is in the same division. I only realized that because I know that I'm in the same division as Sven. So all these matchups are division matchups this week. So it's big games. Of course, we switched the schedule up a little this week. Instead of it going 1, 2, 3, and then the last 3 weeks of the season will be division matchups, but the other 3 are just spread out throughout the year. Week 1 division, and then I think next 2 aren't, then 1 is, or something like that. Check the schedule, you'll see. I'm going to go with my team, of course. I'm picking the Southside Shockers to get their first win and start their way into trying to win another division championship this year after a 10-3 season and getting ousted in the first round. The Shockers would love to not have that happen again. It's happened to them multiple times where they've had the best record in the league and then bounced in the first round. So I'm going to try to avoid that, but starting out with a win would be huge for the Shockers team coming off of that disappointing first round bounce last year. Then we've got the VA Beach Homers taking on the OG Vic Squad. So VA Beach Homers traveling to OG to take on the Vic Squad. And Devontae Adams already played for the Vic Squad, so they've got 7 points on the board. ESPN projects them to put up 95, while the VA Beach Homers are projected to put up 105. Of course, that team being led by Tom Brady, Christian McCaffrey, and Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Tyrell Williams, going to be the guy to watch this week for this team. He's the guy that's expected to get a lot of the points now with Antonio Brown being gone from Oakland. This guy could be the game changer for this team for the year. Tyrell Williams, keep an eye out on him. On the other side, the OG Vic Squad, Matt Ryan, James White, Juju Smith-Schuster, Cooper Kupp. It's crazy. We don't even know. By the way, just got some late breaking news. Melvin Gordon's holdout could last until late November. What is that going to mean for teams that kept Gordon? What's that going to mean for teams who drafted Gordon? We'll have to see how that plays out. Of course, Gordon I don't even know where the hell Gordon is, who has him, but whoever does, this could go until November. Could be a bad thing, but you could have fresh legs coming in at the end of the season for a playoff run, and that would be huge if that happens. We'll see how it plays out. But for now, we're going to talk VA Beach Homers, OG Vic squad. Like I said, Terrell Williams, the guy to watch. I think he's going to have a big week 1 game. I took him in my dailies. I'm going to go with ESPN's pick. They say a 10-point favorite, VA Beach Homers. I'm taking the Beach Homers, the Homers, to get the victory this week as well. And now we move on to the game of the week. Lights Kamara action. The defending Omega Bowl champions travel to Green Bowl to take on their new division rival, the Green Bowl Packers. So this one's projected 114 to 105. Lights Kamara action, favored to be the victors in this one. Of course, they've got Alvin Kamara on their team. David Johnson was their other keeper. Jamias Winston, Kenny Galladay, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry. Great team there. On the other side, we've got Nick Chubb. We've got Lamar Jackson. We've got Julio Jones. We've got Chris Godwin, Mark Ingram. Great team for the Packers. However, I think the slight edge here is going to go to Lights Kamara action. I think they're going to get, the Packers would love to get their revenge and get a week 1 victory here against a now division rival. But I don't think we're going to see that happen. I think Lights Kamara action will come out with the victory. And that's what you're going to see here. So you heard it from me. Lights Kamara action, favored to win. I kind of went with the grain for the most part. I think my only upsets, I'm looking through what they say. I took Westfield Slaughterhouse as an upset. And I think I took another upset too. I took Dig Newton's as an upset. So those are my 2 upset picks this week. Dig Newton's and the Westfield Slaughterhouse. Game of the week, Lights Kamara action. I'm saying we'll go on and get this victory. It's going to be a great week. Get your lineups in. Get ready. It's time for football. It's time. And are you ready? Are you ready for some football, Omega Psi? It's time. Get your lineups in. Get ready to go. Football season is back. Omega Psi is underway. And that's your week 1 preview show right here from your boy, Sean Puff. I'll see you next week with a review of week 1 and your week 2 preview. Peace out.